Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to tonight's June Vibrational Upgrade Clearings and Activations call. We are being bathed in the first full moon energies of this summer. It's a strawberry moon, and it coincides with the strawberry harvesting season in the northeastern U.S. But even more exciting, it's the thing that full moons are all about. They're all about completion and culmination. And it's the time to be focused on our own internal world so that we can reap the rewards and make the most changes in our external world. It's been really fun to see so many new folks joining our Vibrational Upgrade Facebook group, Sustain a High Vibe and Access Your Magic. I'm so happy that you're all here, and some of you, I recognize a lot of familiar faces and numbers that have called in and joined in to hear this call tonight. We've had a lot of longtime followers, and many new folks have decided that they wanted more for themselves. They've gone through magic, manifestation, and money flow, and they've decided to become one of Dr. Allison's mastermind students. So we're going to hear from some of them tonight, but Dr. Allison's also going to be opening up the phone lines to everyone who wants a chance to get some laser one-on-one support. It's a great time to allow and receive clearings and become empowered and ground in the new fertility that's blossoming in your life right now. So many of you are familiar with Dr. Allison's background, and I'll remind you because I want to share with you why she does what she does. So after getting her bachelor's and master's, she focused her energy on a career in politics with the goal to improve the environment through conservation. Though her passion was strong, the vast machine at that time in the early 90s was heavily invested in fossil fuels, and she realized that her mission was best served by focusing on one person at a time rather than one super strong woman against the machine. So she left that Western machine and she headed east to study subtle energy, while she also was teaching in an international public school system, and she was doing energy medicine and wellness sessions on the side. She returned to the States after spending a full 10 years in Asia, and by spending that time there, she became really armed with magic and energy, more so than she ever realized at the time. And that formulated the base of her vibrational upgrade system. She invented that herself. She's been practicing Allison as a mind-body energy healer for more than 25 years and has been working in yoga, meditation, qigong, energy medicine, mind-body fitness, nutrition, longevity, and holistic health. I know some of you out there are also trained in some of those modalities and use those in your daily practices, so that's really, really cool. Allison, though, is really the only one that I became aware of from the, master level, guru level, that really understands the flow of energy from the physical body and plane to the universe. She's a total pioneer in her field, the field of energy medicine and consciousness, and is known by her peers as a thought leader. And as I mentioned earlier, Dr. Allison spent a decade in Asia studying subtle energy, and that allowed her to become an expert in the field. She's a specialist in holistic health and has a PhD as a holistic life coach and a certification as a behavioral change specialist, which is really key to some of the nuts and bolts of our system. Well, I don't really want to refer to them as nuts and bolts because it's like the magic behind the scenes, but there are gears and they're really well fine-tuned, and it's really magical. So anyway, she's considered to be one of the leading experts in her field, and even more specifically by using the chakra system as a roadmap for thriving in the mind, body, and spirit while applying it in a unique way. So Dr. Allison's background has set her up to be able to share the stage and collaborate with thought leaders such as Bruce Lipton, David Wolfe, Joe Vitale, Krishna Das, Bob Proctor, Reverend Michael Beckwith, Greg Braden, David Wilcox, and Dr. Mercola. And in addition to her vast collaborative network, Dr. Allison is an internationally best-selling author. Her books include What If There's Nothing Wrong? That was her very first book. Then she wrote Vibrational Upgrade, A Conspiracy for Your Bliss, Easing Humanity's Evolutionary Transition. That was endorsed by Yogi Amrit Desai, who's the founder of the Kripalu Yoga Institute and a client. And then she wrote Reasonable Dragons, How to Activate the Field of Possibilities Where Logical Magic is the New Normal. That was endorsed by both Bob Bob Proctor and Joe Vitale. And that one's available via Audible, or it's in book form. And her latest book, which some of you have, I know, and you guys have taken advantage of a special that was running for that. It's The Dragon Master Creatrix, Conversations with a Female Spiritual Teacher for These New Times. It's really cool. It's a fun story because it's based upon reality and fact, though told in a story fashion. It's about a woman who travels internationally to a retreat to be trained in energy medicine, and she learns all about sacred sites because she visits them and stone circles, and she learns how to work with them all, as well as dragons, to help the earth and humanity. It's really timely, too, as Dr. Allison finished up her retreats, in May, toward the end of May, so we're still coming off the integration period of that with her mastermind students. So I'm going to open up the floor to Dr. Allison in just a minute, but for those of you who are wanting at some point during the call, she'll let you know when, to have a chance to ask a question that you're burning, to know about, that you're desiring most to hear from her about, then you're going to want to press star 2 to raise your hand. And then I think that's it. I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Allison.
Hi, lovely. Thank you.
Hey there.
We missed seeing you on the 3M call, but I'm glad to see you here. Thank you.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. When you get a chance, listen to the very end of that one. You'll like that one.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Just to have a sweet evening and enjoy the full moon after that thunderstorm.
I'm going to go outside. Yeah, as soon as it stops raining, I will.
Yeah, it was like kick-ass thunderstorm and lightning. I think it hasn't stopped raining. All right, so hi, I'm Dr. Allison, everybody. We're going to get chatting with Claire. So welcome. I'm glad you're all here. Happy full moon. It's been interesting over the years to watch as the timings change with 28-day cycles, as this call was once lined up with the new moon, and last bit of time it's been lined up close to the full moon, and this is our first free monthly call with an actual full moon. And so this full moon is really, really sweet. I get into that in a bit when I go into some of the clearings, but there's a lot of new that's happening here, and here meeting with your fearless leader here, as I'm called, and in Vibrational UPgrade system, and on our planet. This is the time I've been talking about since 2011. We are here. We are here, and it's interesting to watch how aligned it is with the most recent full moons. We had, we just came out of the eclipse season, and this is the first full moon without an eclipse or an accompanying major event, and along with it, and the previous 3 full moons have all been in one of my 3 signs, ascending sun or or moon sign. And it's just really a special time. It's very clear that with this moon, for example, helping us to step into our empowered co-creative capacities, where we're not giving our authority away to anything outside of us or even anything inside of us. So what I want to start with is talking about that just a tad. So I know that it's interesting to me as I've watched my progression in the last decade plus, coming back from the 10 years spent in Asia, landing back in America, and seeing my energy medicine business, with one of my main missions being to professionalize the field, change. I just got this viewpoint today, not this viewpoint, but I got this perspective to my consciousness today, where I was able to see how I used to help people. So we can use energy medicine, or many of you are used to calling it energy healing, and some of you throw around the term energy work. Most people, or it depends on where you're at, right? So a lot of people refer to using it for crisis, when they're moving out of or moving beyond or including some kind of medical treatment, and then maybe nothing's worked or it's been really chronic, and so they go for what's quote unquote called alternative medicine, right? So we're all pretty familiar with that, is what people will seek out energy healers for. And I used to do that. But then, as a person who came back with the main part of her mission from Asia being, man, if the people in the West only understood what I just was able to glean from this last decade, how there is so much unnecessary struggle and suffering in the West because we don't understand our subtle energy systems and our consciousness, and we don't have conditioning to endorse us with the valuing of that. If people only understood how much more thriving is possible, that's my mission. And so in understanding that being my mission, I've taken not only the field of energy healing or energy work, wanting to professionalize it, but also increasingly wanting it to be applied proactively, preventatively even, right? So you don't even require a crisis to deal with your inner world. You guys, many of you have heard me say that before. Many of you have heard me say, if you're addicted to the suffering paradigm or the struggle paradigm, I'm not the right mentor for you. So I seem to have moved on in this professionalizing of the field of energy medicine and presenting it as a way to reach human potential and combining it with the human potential field, which I have a lot of background in, where it's used proactively, not even just preventatively. So we move beyond needing energy healing because of a crisis, because we haven't gone inward and done the inward listening. So something has to come to crisis mode for us to do something about it. That's the old way. To then not using energy medicine even for preventative health. I mean, I still recommend that. Vital Life Force Energy. Listen to the name, right? Vital Life Force Energy, of course, is preventative. So yes, still to that. But where I'm really singing a big yes to is to use it proactively, right? So as we step into becoming the most empowered co-creators we can be, as we create this new era, as we create this new earth, as we create this new time, this new paradigm, where it's much more heart aligned and it's much more spirit aligned and it's much more balanced between the yin and yang, masculine and feminine, and it's much more fair and it's much more just, and the earth is cared for, where we are really creating the earth and humanity structured and organized in a way that really makes our hearts sing. Like yesterday, I saw my first commercial for compostable Clorox wipes. Woohoo! To that, from even that company, right? So we are no longer living in the old paradigm. It's crumbled all the way through. It was starting around 2012-ish until about just a couple of months ago. It was all focused on undoing, crumbling, clearing out, where all of the density of the imbalance and of the unjust and of the abuses of power, all of that has been out of alignment. And we're moving into now the actual creation, the second half, if you will, of the 20-year window, 2012 to 2032, of the creation, the construction of the new era. If the old era, according to Mayan guides, I've spoken with one at Mayan ruins, if the old era was focused on destruction or about destruction, this new one is about construction. So con means with, to construct something. A synonym for that is to create, to construct, to create. Clearly, it's about co-creation. And by aligning ourselves more with our heart and more with our spirit and more with what uplifts us, we are naturally going to be co-creating something of a higher vibratory nature, right? So I find it interesting, too, because another progression I was shown today is the ego mind. And many of you by now, my first signature talk was the nature of the mind. I'm just looking at my fridge right now. My first magnet, my first business card when I came back from Asia has a picture of Buddha on it, and then underneath it, it says, my first tagline, make your mind your ally. And so I know many of you have heard me talk by now on an interview or somewhere or in my books about how the nature of the ego mind is to keep us safe. I'm not going to go into any more around that. So if that's And I know that there's been two different stages. One was in 2013, and one is this past 6 months or so. I have been seeing the brain stems of people, the occipital lobe, at the bump, at the back of the brain, right above the neck, right above where the central nervous system starts to go down the spinal column. Brain and spinal column are the central nervous system. That's one half of our messaging system, the electrical one. The other half's the hormonal, right? The endocrine system, chemical one. So as in the last 6 months, I've been seeing that brain stem requiring an upgrade. That's our reptilian brain. And so I've been noticing something else has been happening. Each time I've done this, I asked, what is this about? When I've seen repeated people requiring it, whether it's clients or it's in groups, just repeated people, that area has just been naturally focused on as I allow the light to go where it needs to go in a session. And so I know that that's about upgrading, and I know that's about upgrading the reptilian brain, and I sense, too, some of it's related to the adrenal cortex that's there, to the adrenal system, because so many people right now, coming off of the year and a half or so that we've come off of, are just dealing with some kind of level of adrenal fatigue. But I don't see that it's only about the adrenals or even primarily about the adrenals. What I see it as is that the ego mind is evolving, where the ego mind once was needed to keep us safe. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my, as I enter a jungle. The idea that the ego mind has held is I stay safe by not going into the new. I stay safe by not going into the known. By not going into the unknown. So the ego mind goes into alert when we're in an unknown situation because it's here to protect us, and so it's here to keep us safe. And so when we're in the new or the unknown, it's assessing for possible threats. So therefore, the natural tendency of the ego mind is to keep us safe by not going into the unknown, or to keep us safe by not going into the new, which is in great part why you all, or many of you have heard me say throughout the years, that if you want to create the new beyond what you are familiar with, you cannot use the mind. It is the wrong tool. You have to defer to the spirit and the heart, or the higher self, and the heart is another way to say it. If you want to access the new, if you want to create beyond what you have known, I can feel a lot of you going, aha. Right now, I'm seeing that even shifting in these new times we're in right now, and I mean brand new times. You are safe the more you let yourself go into the unknown. That felt good to say. All right. So here we are going into the unknown. I'm going to announce a new program, a new offering, something new to the new. And this is a heretofore, never before offered gig. So next Tuesday night, meaning I think it's the 29th. Yeah. So in 4 days, I am offering something that is working with the unconscious beliefs around, I'm going to call up the landing page so I can nail this. Sorry, give me just a moment, please. So you're going to see a link for it in the replay email, the email that sends out this replay. So you can listen to the clearings and activations we're going to be doing over and over again, should you desire that. Tuesday night, we're doing a Boosting Business and Your Money Flows Intensive. And it's a 2.5-hour gig where I'm limiting the amount of people who can come in, and I'm going to work with you intensively. So what you're going to receive in this, in brief, you can go to the landing page. We'll send you the link again in the email containing the replay to this call. You're going to get an individualized, intuitive reading on where your business is at, what your business is saying, what it desires and requires. If you don't have a business, fine, no worries. We're also going to give you an individualized, intuitive reading on where you're at with your relationship to money and what money is hearing from you. We're going to give you an individualized, intuitive reading on the unconscious and subconscious blocks you have around business. We're going to give you an individualized, intuitive reading on the unconscious and subconscious blocks you have around money. I'm going to help each of you because as these individualized readings are going on, you're going to gain so much awareness and mindfulness about your own unconscious beliefs, meaning it's not conscious. You don't hear the thoughts, you don't hear these beliefs, or the subconscious beliefs that equate to your relationship to business and money and your revenue streams. You're going to get loads of clearings and activations around all that comes up in the ridiculous file I have on my desk of clearings towards money. I mean, it's just yellowed paper. Unbelievable what I used to build this business and still use some of them. And then you're going to get tools that actually work. Can you believe it? Tools that actually bloody work. I'm yelling to move you forward towards permanent behavioral change with business and money, up-leveling you for the now that we're in now. I'm also going to do one of my favorite things, blessing your business and money flows, depending on whatever you got going on, for good fortune. I'm really excited because it's very different. Usually it's a $4K investment to work with me in magic manifestation and money flow at a level where I deliver these, or you're with me as a private client, or you're doing a VIP intensive with me. I've never offered this before at this price point. So that's a new offering. And then another new offering some of you may have seen is talking about the Vibrational UPgrade certification track. There's going to be a couple more invites to shorter webinars with me where I'm live with you talking about it so you can see what else is possible for you. I know some of you are out there interested in you and you've been eyeing becoming a Vibrational UPgrade practitioner. You didn't know it was available. You're just learning it's available. You want to up your game with energy medicine, or you want to up your game in your own role in your own business that has nothing to do with energy medicine. A lot of people come in and learn these tools and get these upgrades and attunements to use in their own business or profession in like a corporate job, with the projects going more smoothly and more abundance coming in their sales. It's not just to become a Vibrational UPgrade practitioner. The upgrades that you get are phenomenal. I mean, I've seen people get stupid raises, 30,000, $1.5 million grants. I mean, it's just brilliant. But the point is, Vibrational UPgrade. Vibrational UPgrade. Everything is about vibrations now, more than ever before. It always has been, but we're living with a different vibrational backdrop now that really, the veil is much thinner. We have much quicker creations and capacities to create, whether we're in our sovereign seat and aligned and co-creating what we actually desire, or we're creating by default because we have denied our capacities and let our ego minds and our past rule us. So what I want to do is help you see, because I can talk, right? In the nature of the design, my guidance has always been really strong from day one to do a free monthly call and to go out there and let people feel what's possible, to feel shifted. So I want you to hear a couple of my Vibrational UPgrade practitioners talk about their unconscious beliefs. You hear me talk about, many of you heard me talk on interviews about these unconscious beliefs, and that it's about 90%. If we're stepping into this empowered co-creator's role, right? And if 90%-ish of what we're creating, our daily lives, comes from the thoughts we don't even bloody hear. So that's all the unconscious and subconscious traumas, conditioning, imprints, karma, contracts, past life stuff. Then it behooves us to bring forward and clear those beliefs so that it can end up being fresh consciousness with which we can make more conscious choices and have more access to. If we interchange consciousness and energy here in this example only, then we have more fresh, vital life force energy at our disposal to direct towards our desired manifestations. So I want you to hear when each of them got free, because I was helping them, I brought forth an unconscious belief they didn't even know they had, what that belief was, and then how their lives changed after it. And then I'll go into a clearing for you around that. So I believe that the first one I'm going to call on is, Terry, are you the Lansing one? Because if you are, I need you to raise your hand, please. Terry, I believe you're the Lansing, Michigan one. If you could raise your hand, please. Thanks, love. Okay, I'm going to let you start it out, Terry. Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, lovely. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome.
Terry's a Grand Dragon Master. She's at the highest level and as a Vibrational UPgrade practitioner. So, Terry, what's an unconscious belief you didn't know? This is a really fun one to clear, you guys. You didn't know you had that you got cleared, and then what your life has been like since.
Yeah, so I have been wanting to be in a relationship, and that's one of the reasons why I started working with Allison, was to manifest that romantic relationship. And so I've been wanting this for a long time, and I just couldn't seem to meet anybody. And so working with Allison, we she ended up uncovering this unconscious, these beliefs that I actually really don't want to be in a relationship. So that basically is creating resistance to me becoming in a relationship when I don't really want to be in a relationship. So once we cleared that out, a couple months later, I had this wonderful man taking me out on a date, and having a lot of fun with him. So,
woo!
Thank you, Allison.
This has been a treat, Terry. Because you know what was funny about it, and it was so fun to watch you move through this, and as I repeated it so you would consciously understand it to then usher your own clients through. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how, this is so illogical. If I'm saying all the time that I want a relationship and I'm feeling bad because why hasn't that happened yet? Clearly I want to be in a relationship. And then to find out you had the exact opposite at the unconscious level because of conditioning and imprints and past experiences, it's just such a great window into the way this works and how we can just block ourselves when it seems like this is the thing we want the most. And then we get all, clingy and attached to that idea. And we don't understand why it doesn't manifest when we're in fact able and empowered to shift it ourselves by looking at our unconscious beliefs. And yet you believe the exact opposite at the conscious level. It was wild.
Yes.
Yes. Bless you, Terry. All right. Thanks, love.
You're welcome.
I'm going to put you on mute now, okay? I don't like to do that, but okay. So then we have Diane. Is your hand raised? Can you raise it, Diane? Please. Actually, I can still see you down there. Diane, raise it. Press start. There you are. Okay, so bring it on, Diane. Hi, lovely.
Hi, Allison.
All right, so this is Diane. She is now also a Grand Dragon Master level Vibrational UPgrade practitioner, and just clients are coming out of the woodwork for her without even doing any marketing. So, Diane, what's the unconscious belief that you want to? Terry's is about relationships, romantic relationships. You have something a little different.
I do. I'm a mom of adult children, and learning how to be a different type of parent to them was really difficult for me. I overgave of myself. Therefore, I figured, well, that's not working. So I was nurturing and doing all of these things that I believed was what me as a mom and a nurturer was supposed to do to make everything right and make them happy and to fix it.
Yep, Mom.
And it was not fixing them, and it definitely wasn't fixing me. It was destroying me. And not that that's what destroyed my relationship, but I have a adult son that the last time I actually saw him was 5 years ago, but it was even years before that he stopped talking to me and most of our family. So it was when I started to work with Allison, with you, that you started to dig farther into, and I dug farther into my unconscious and the beliefs that I had that this is how I had to show up. And when we started to do clearings and I was able to, with your help, to shift these beliefs and this way of behaving and talking and thinking, that's when it all broke loose. And I thought I was so nurturing and giving, yes. My heart became more expansive, and I didn't think it could get any more expansive because I was a mom, for crying out loud. But when I was able to shift, my heart opened up to me. And that's when I learned what it really was to be a nurturer, and that changed everything, to the point that I will see this son the end of July at a family event that he has agreed to come to, knowing that I will be there. So talk about your shift. The earth is moving under my feet. So, yeah, so I've learned to show up as a different person. And by me showing up as a different person, other people are showing up differently in my life too.
Yeah. Thank you for that caveat, because that was important. By you showing up differently, therefore other people are showing up differently. So you change your internal and your external followed in changing. And in your desired way. So what you just gave an example of, I have to say, because there's so many people on this call in the same boat as the conditioning for moms. Yeah?
Yeah. Be the giver, be the nurturer, be the sacrificer, be the responsible one.
Yeah, the responsible one, the sacrificer. And it's so interesting because the heart chakra, two key aspects, self-love's in the heart, in the solar plexus chakras, and the aspects of self-love that's in the heart, that are in the heart chakra, are self-nurturance and self-care. And I swear to God, this is behind why there's such a prevalence of breast cancer in America or the West. So well done, Diane. Woo-hoo!
Thank you, Allison.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Diane. So happy.
Me too.
Okay, I'm going to put your shiny self on mute if that's, I hate to do this, but I'm doing it. You ready?
Yes, do it.
Okay.
Push that button.
Thank you. I did it. I pushed that button. All right, so I want to bring on another Vibrational Upgrade practitioner, and she is in Germany. Where'd you go? I saw you, Cloud. You were here. Cloud, can you raise your hand, please? I saw you calling on the web call. Star 2, Cloud. I think you may have already switched over. I'm trying to get all Vibrational Upgrade practitioners in here. But what I'm going to do now, because I don't see Cloud, is I'm going to bring in two people who just recently came out of Magic Manifestation and Money Flow and into the Mastermind, which is where you get trained to become a Vibrational Upgrade practitioner. You get invited in out of my signature program, the Magic Manifestation and Money Flow program. So I'm going to first call on Veronica. Veronica, I don't know where you are. Is it New Jersey? No, it's Camille. Arizona? Veronica, is your hand raised? Oh, there's Cloud. All right, let me go back to Cloud. Hold on a second. Veronica, do me a favor and raise your hand with star 2 and then see if you can unraise it. Cloud, I'm lifting off the button to you now. Hi.
So,
thanks for staying awake over there in Germany. I appreciate it. Good morning, sunshine.
Yeah, good evening.
She's a Dragon Master, currently in her Grand Dragon Master training. Who's here with our Cloud? Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So I believed, kind of same but different as Diane, I was responsible for the well-being of every member of my family. And at one point I was constantly worried and very much problem-focused, as I found out. And my switch was, what if there's nothing wrong? and redirect and switch my perception to possibility focus. And I learned to observe when I was going into that old thinking and worrying, and I learned, instead of doing this, nurture myself, same as Diane said, and uplift myself. And as a natural side effect, I step back and give space to the others, and I feel much lighter now, and so do they. And what else is possible?
All right, so Clyde, but you're so cute. What you realized, though, the belief that you didn't know you had, was that part of being a mother and part of being a good mother, you're meant to worry about your kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's simple. You were so funny when you first started realizing it, too. It was almost like you weren't physically shaking your head, but it was almost like you were metaphysically shaking your head, like, what? Like you couldn't get that thought out of your head, like, I'm supposed to worry. It's my job as a mother. I organize them. Yeah. Yeah, and those shoulders of yours have drooped down.
Yes.
All right, love, I'm going to let you go to sleep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm gonna put you on mute now. All right, so Stephanie, I want to call on you. Stephanie is now she's one of the ones I just mentioned, coming out of Magic Manifestation and Money Flow, and now in the Mastermind, yet to get trained as a Vibrational UPgrade practitioner, but that's coming on the retreats in October. Stephanie, I believe that are you the South Carolina one, Stephanie?
Can you hear me?
This is you. Hi.
Hey!
Yay!
Oh my goodness. So this is just amazing. I realized I had a belief that money had power over me and how I live my life, that the amount of money in my bank account, I had made the deciding factor of whether or not I made a purchase or an investment. And it seems so obvious, but I didn't really realize, which is crazy. I gave money that much power. And I can say, go in, and when I feel that blissful, aligned yes from deep within my heart, that's my yes. I know that I get to create my reality through what I focus on, what I take action towards, and what I vibrate in resonance with. Nothing and no one has power over me. I get to choose, and I choose to choose what makes my heart sing with delight. And I have goosebumps from head to toe. This is awesome. Thank you.
You're awesome.
I'm just
yeah, your
so
heart
happy.
being light. You're such a powerhouse. Your heart being light, we need. And you living from your yes, we need, because it just helps that many more in the collective and in our holographic interconnectedness. Uplift, Stephanie. You have just so much light and power. I'm thrilled to have you and us working together on increasing your embodiment of your yes. We just did more today.
I'm just so grateful.
Me too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my honor. All right, I'll see you, proverbially, see you tomorrow.
Yay.
Thank you. Do you have a last word you want to say? I feel like you might.
Oh, I just said yay.
That's it? All right, so yay is good. It's another form of yes.
Yes. Yay.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the mute thing. Here we go. You ready? Thank you. I think that Veronica, you're the Ohio one. Is it
Yes.
you, Veronica?
Yes.
Woo! Did it! All right, so Veronica, too, just came into the mastermind from Magic Manifestation and Money Flow. And Veronica, what belief did you have at the unconscious level that you didn't realize you had? I love this one.
I thought I was responsible for solving the world's problems. And I felt really guilty because I was clearly doing such a bad job at it.
Yeah, COVID's your fault, Veronica.
It was because I wanted to work from home.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I could list it. Yeah. And then it went away. It was after one of your clearings, and it was just that I realized that I'm not. And it's okay. I work on my stuff. And that's okay. That's enough.
And how did that affect you in the body, in the mind?
Oh, my shoulders and my stress level were through the roof all the time. And I wasn't happy. I meditated. I did all the stuff to make myself happy, and then I clearly wasn't happy.
Veronica, this is such a massive contribution. There's so many like-minded beings on this call really resonating. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
It's my honor. You get the bell. You don't get the ear horn.
Oh, thank you.
All right, lovely. I'm going to move on and let's do a clearing. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Peru, really see you tomorrow. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to go ahead and as I said, I was going to talk about this full moon before. Under this full moon, part of what is being brought to light to the surface, and all full moons do this, but in particular, the nature of what the stars and planets are doing for us right now to usher in this new era and help us step into our sovereign co-creation, like you heard Diane talk about, like you heard Stephanie talk about, like you heard Veronica talk about, and Cloud, and Terry. So you're not limited by anything, and that includes your own storylines that you're not even aware of, but you're still making your daily choices from. And one of the ways that shows up is you're unaware of other choices. And if you take a moment and reflect back on some of those stories that you just heard, they thought they were doing good things, right? And then look at how much freer they got. So I want to help bring forward right now with a clearing and an activation for you more of your unconscious beliefs that will help you step even more into your sovereignty as an empowered co-creator. You don't need to bring anything to mind. Remember, these are unconscious and subconscious. You're not hearing these thoughts, storylines. You're just making choices or not making choices or not seeing possibilities due to them. So some of you may feel some heat. You may feel some tingling as I move into this. You may yawn. You may get spacey. Please don't be driving. Please don't be operating any heavy equipment or bulldozers or anything like that. And yes, you hear the toads of good fortune or the frogs of good fortune singing in the pond behind me, the cypress swamp behind me. Those are frogs. That's coming next. So tingling at the toes, twitching of the muscles, a little bit of pain in the musculature as the vital life force energy or chi or prana hits a chronically blocked area from the release of the clearing. You don't want to be multitasking right now. You'll get more out of it. This is for all of you here both live now and listening to the recording, and whether you're on the webcast or on the phone line receiving this. So here we go. Who would you be if you were living and stepping into even more of your sovereign, empowered co-creator. Increasingly freer of all and any limitations. Anything and everything that doesn't allow for that, are you willing to burn up with the flames of transmutation? And this is where you would want to say yes out loud, please, and invite the energy in. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes, please.
Yes,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You guys are beautiful. Okay. Under this full moon's auspices of it, here we go. I'm going to be silent for just a moment. So any and all free-floating thoughts and traumas so that includes the impact from the trauma, where you've ended up with unconscious and subconscious free-floating thoughts that are in any way limiting you stepping into your sovereignty, your empowered co-creative capacities, free of limitations, burning up all of those free-floating thoughts and traumas. All imprints from your parents, and lineage that have led to any unconscious or subconscious conclusions or beliefs about how the world works that are still operating at an unconscious or subconscious level for limiting your empowered co-creative capacities, burning all of those up. All conditioning, all karma as appropriate. All contracts, oaths, vows, swearings, across all timelines and lifetimes. All beliefs, judgments, evaluations, expectations, and projections at all levels of consciousness, particularly at the unconscious and subconscious level, that are in any way limiting you from taking your seat of sovereignty as an empowered co-creator. Burning it all up now with the flames of transmutation. The particular focus here, please, is on all unconscious and subconscious beliefs that are not helping them step into their sovereignty as empowered co-creators that they're not even aware of. Some of you may want to inhale and exhale. Good. Some of you may want to shake out your legs. It's going down to the root. There's some openings there. Some of you may want to lift your arms to the side. And activate the upgrade now. So any and all latent keys and codes and ancient wisdom within you, and any and all blessings and support possible to bring this all into alignment for your highest possibilities and your highest potential to be realized. Activating the upgrade now. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to be particularly focused on your unconscious and subconscious beliefs or blocks that mess up your relationship with your money or your business on next Tuesday night's intensive. So keep your eyes out for that. And I invite those of you who feel that, yes, get your butts in those seats. There'll still be someone under the auspices of this full moon, which is also aligned with Jupiter, the planet of expansion. Many of you have seen me on various interviews or events hold up my talisman for Jupiter that I wear all the time. That's on me right now. And there's certain blessings of fruition, of things coming to fruition now. Long-term projects that you've been working on or creating that can have auspicious, fruitful outcomes, which is why I used the meme I did today in the free Facebook group and on my Facebook business page, but also why this event's happening so close to this full moon. I'd like to thank my virtual assistant, our beloved Larissa, for getting this all together in such short notice so that we can have this event Tuesday night to still be aligned with these really beneficial, auspicious planetary alignments. Yeah, so press star 2, moving into working with you all now. So I'd like to hear from those of you who are new. So I see somebody, let me just tune a little bit more into my intuition. Make sure that who I call on will be a contribution to everyone on the call. Hi, who's this? Are you? I'm talking to the person in Calumet, Michigan, with the 906 area code.
Hello, this is Michelle.
Michelle Saxon.
It is me. Oh my God.
It is you. Wow. Okay, so you're not new.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really happy to hear your voice. I'm feeling like a really strong sense that whatever you're going to ask for is going to be a real contribution to everyone else. It was just really strong around your name. How are you? What's going on? What can I help you with? I'm glad you're here.
Oh, it's, well, I guess I'll just go into what's at this very specific moment. At this very specific moment, I am in the process of helping a loved one transition from a nursing home. I just went to go see her and was asking to bring her up so that she could come and live with me. I went there. She was all on board. Everything was fine. I left to come back home to prepare a place for her, and of course, when I get back to Michigan, she's down in Williams Bay, Wisconsin. And I came straight back. I'm going through all the motions, and as soon as I got back, it was all these, no, she's not coming, and, you know, it's like, well, excuse me, and now I'm all the way back here, and what's changed? So I'm feeling very, as much as I believe it's a free will universe, and I want to honor that with her, I'm not comfortable with the situation as it's right this moment. And that's where what is very much preoccupied with is what is best for her? What is the right thing here?
Let me tune in and help, okay?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I get totally why you're asking. Why I got that this would contribute so much to everybody else, because this is such a great, you said, I honor that it's a free will universe. And so this is a really important question, Michelle. When is it appropriate, if ever, for us to step in and help even when a person's saying no? This is especially something we address when I'm training Vibrational UPgrade practitioners. People are only able to receive what they're ready to receive, but if their ego mind or their beliefs at the unconscious and subconscious level are blocking them, and you see and perceive that clearly, and they've said yes to the help, it has to say yes to the help is the line that I teach them to draw. So if we were to go based on that premise, it would be, your answer is obvious. But I want to understand one thing, though. All the no's that you heard once you got back, Michelle, was that from her or the people running the place, the nursing home she's at?
Anybody but her. And that's why I'm like, okay, I'll be right down there because as soon as I can get there, I need to hear it from her mouth.
Yeah, that was an important clarification. And it's messy right now with hospitals and assisted care living facilities and nursing homes. So again, thank you for this, Michelle. It's a great contribution to so many in the community. So tuning in, is she pretty frail?
She seems to be cognitive, and, these are all the things, even when I approached all of this, I allowed it all to, even when she talked to her brother about it, I said, well, are you going to tell him, this isn't private? She said she wished she brought it up to him. So, I didn't feel that I was, pushing anything. I was allowing it to happen, and that's why I left as easy as I did. So,
yeah, I understand. What I asked you, though, is she frail bodily?
She's not able to walk she needs some assistance, but no, I wouldn't consider her frail. Vulnerable, I would say. Those were the words I would use.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's what I was looking for. So because of that, it seems intuitively that the people around her running that, our nursing home, are stepping in thinking they know better.
Which I appreciated. Even when the woman was there, I allowed her to, voice her concerns. And I was very conscious of what was, and not bucking that. I appreciated that they were considered.
Of course you did. Of course you did, Michelle. So what I want to do, and I say it the way I did because I know Michelle. She went through magic manifestation and money flow. And she's a beautiful, she's very tuned in as a caregiver, which is what you do. What?
I said I'm still plugging along on all of my business stuff, and it's all working out beautifully, slowly, and I like it organically as it's coming.
I know you do. Yeah, you're setting the pace. It's you could come in on that thing I'm doing Tuesday night if you wanted to for a tune-up. But I'm really thrilled to hear your heart just express what it just did because I can feel how happy you are. Michelle, I'm gonna do this. What I'm being guided to do is to send some energy to. Tell me her name, not last, just first.
Aunt Diane.
I'm going to send some energy to her so that this situation works out for her highest and best. And whether that be she stays there or comes with you, we're going to leave that up to her higher self in the universe. I'm going to invoke more support for that to be more easily, for it to more easily occur, so that if there are interfering folks around her that don't have her highest and best in mind, it'll come into alignment so that if it is best for her to be with you, that will happen more easily. You know what I mean, yeah?
Perfect, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, considering you've been in 3M, you know what I mean. All right, so hold on a sec. Let me also tune in to see how I can help everybody with this. All right, so you guys focus on a situation where you are. Wait a minute, let me listen to how this. Where you are questioning if the situation, whether it's in your life or it's somebody you care about, I don't want to use the word worried, as you heard with Cloud. It's worrying does no good. It just doesn't serve a purpose except draining energy. But where you get some intuitive red flags, questioning if the situation, or where you want to just send some supportive energy to a situation for it to work out in the highest and best, and whether that's like the earth or coming out of COVID or something personal in your world, local. Go ahead and bring that to mind. And I'm going to focus some energy out to Diane, the nursing home down in Wisconsin, as well as all of your situations. I'm doing this silently, by the way. I can do more. Okay, I seem to be clearing the field around Diane. There's a whole lot of other people's opinions being thrust into her field, and there's not a lot of, it's like all one way, like they're all depositing their projections onto her, and there's not a lot of listening going on. So I seem to be backing that off. At the same time, for the rest of you, I seem to be like doing something of the same sort. It's like pulling out, I don't want to use the word pulling out, but clearing out the field around the situation for more alignment to come in. Alignment with the highest and best. Not necessarily clearing interference in the rest of your situations that you brought up. Okay, I just made contact with Diane's higher self. That's good. Connecting her to you. In there, giving her courage to make the best possible choice for herself and to articulate it out loud to the people around her. So what seems to be happening, and this is a great part of what I've always done, and again, Michelle, thank you for asking for this. Again, I understand even better now why I called on you. There was so much energy around your name or to call on you. Because what we're doing right now is helping people who are not empowered, who are in a vulnerable position. So whether that's refugees or abused kids or anything around that. And I do this work daily myself. Just sending energy for all of you to a vulnerable, seemingly unempowered situation or person, to help them have something come in that's supportive and help them be shifted over onto the right track. This is not as much you anymore, Michelle, as others out there. More what I'm doing collectively for the rest of you. Okay, so I'm going to ask that energy to continue to run, please, for each of these beloveds who have been brought up for their highest and best good. Michelle, keep me posted. Will you post in the free VUP group on Facebook what happens, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you, lovely. What a contribution that was.
I appreciate your time and effort and energy. Have a lovely day.
I know you do. Thank you. Have a lovely day yourself. You're doing good.
Thank you. Yes, I am doing very good. Thank you.
Yay!
Slowly but surely.
What'd you say?
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, I hear that slowly. But surely, too.
Okay. I guess I'm a turtle. It's all right.
Yeah. Belly on the earth. In contact with it. Okay, I'm going to hang up now. I'll put you on mute, rather. Bye.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, so call on the person from Glassboro, New Jersey.
Hello?
Hi, it's you.
Oh, hi. Oh my gosh. It's so good I just found out about your work very recently, so I'm really happy to be here.
Yay! What's your name?
Camille.
Hi, Camille. You're like 1 in 100 whose name matches what I see on the screen as the owner of the cell phone. How great is that?
That's awesome.
All right, so welcome. This is where you get to ask for support for something.
Wonderful, yeah. So I didn't know that you were about to offer what you talked about for next week around business and finance. That's actually what I came to talk about today. But before you call me, intuitively what I was hearing is that I should ask specifically about creativity and confidence and my spiritual practice in relation to my business, because those three things really impact this business that I just started to build.
Okay, first off, your phone cut out a little bit. I want to make sure. Creativity, courage, and what?
Oh, creativity, confidence, and spirituality.
Confidence, okay. Creativity, confidence, and spirituality. It's funny because I was going to include creativity as a part of this business and money flow intensive Tuesday, but it's such a different topic for business that I'll only touch upon it. Because creativity is a part of any business right now, and the spiritual.
Sure.
So let me get out of my head and let me go into my intuition.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing that you're circling. It's almost like you're circling like a plane that is in holding mode and can't land. There's some beliefs you have around how you must conduct yourself spiritually that bleeds into your confidence or relates to your confidence, that's causing you to circle above, hover above your life, your body in this business, rather than being feet on the ground creating it. You would have more creativity landed in your body and having the flow opened, basically, so that the creativity comes through naturally. Oh my God, Camille, you're such a perfect client avatar, I swear to God, because my signature program is called Magic Manifestation and Money Flow, because once we clear these unconscious and subconscious beliefs, they relate to each of the chakras. When the chakras are all open, then you're able to be in the flow. Thank you for saying, because that means you understand what I'm talking about. I don't have to go into that, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Excellent. So when you're in that flow, that means you can manifest as if by magic, and that includes money. What it also includes that I've noticed and I operate from is creativity. Like I have a interesting time keeping up with my creativity. So it's like a valve that gets opened once you hit a certain threshold. And so I think I sense that that's why you're combining spirituality in here, because it seems like you sense for you to do some more, make some more progress. That's in air quotes, make some more progress spiritually. Then that will affect your creativity and help boost your confidence. So it's like the third thing is actually first, and the other two will follow. And this is all of that is exactly what I do in my signature program. So I definitely want to suggest you come on Tuesday night's gig, but let me see what I can do now for clearing and activation, because this will be lovely for everybody.
Sure.
So I heard your noises. That's all feeling completely accurate?
That resonates 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so no, let me do it. I was going to turn it over to you, but I know what I'm going to do so far Tuesday night. So let me just see right now, under the day of the full moon, what just wants to come out of my mouth is it seems like you're averse to risks.
Yeah. Just a little bit, just slightly.
Listen to that. Oh, I haven't heard sarcasm for a while. Okay, so let's actually even redefine risks. That feels like a really great place to start, because it seems like your mind has a lot of stories at a more unconscious level about what it looks like what risks are. Like it has it as a concept, and it's just no instead of instead of it a real understanding of, well, if I make this choice to do this procedure, my business differently, that could lead to A, good outcomes, B, bad outcomes. You make the choice, you see the outcome, and then you make a different choice, adjusting yourself. That's the reality of running a business. So it's not. So risks don't get to be that big mountaintop boulder, black thing that could fall on you at any time. They just are part of, movement, creativity, flow.
Wow. Wow.
Good receiving, Camille. All right, so let me see, because you just shifted so well with me saying that. Let me see if there's something better now for me to run a clearing on for you, and then on everyone simultaneously. And these all are individualized for each of you. It's the beauty of the light and the divine and how this all works. Is there something that, are you in like some state of mild panic with your business having to grow it?
I had a lot of kind of false starts, and I had this kind of impasse where I thought about completely closing my business down, and then I started to find myself like getting in the flow a little bit and making good decisions and outputting really creative stuff. And it's kind of triggering my anxiety a little bit because it's almost too easy at some moments, and it makes me doubt myself, which then triggers that anxiety in my body.
Oh, you're cute. It's what?
It's just funny just to hear you tap into it. It's like it's bringing up so much.
Yeah, it's perfect. I'm called Hawkeyes. Was one of my nicknames because of the eyes I have intuitively. So starts and stops. I really feel like I want to do something, and tell me what you think or feel about it, Camille. You're quite self-aware, and it's great. If I were to do a clearing around something else is coming in. Trusting yourself and trusting the divine, that when things are easy, that's actually the way it's supposed to be, that you can trust the ease. How do you feel about that?
It's actually making me a little emotional because surrender is the hardest, has been the hardest thing for me. That has been something I've struggled with in every area of life, even outside of my business, is surrendering and knowing that I could just trust those intuitive hits and trust the universe and trust flow. When it comes to money and business, all of a sudden, it's difficult to do that.
Yeah, you're funny because I just wrote this on the landing page for the event Tuesday night. I just said this yesterday to one of my Vibrational UPgrade practitioners. Money seems so solid and real because it's so physical. It's so related to the physical, right? But in fact, it's so super responsive to vibrations, which is just our beliefs, right?
And
so it's like
I know that intellectually, but
I know, I hear you.
I feel.
All right, let's get you there. Let's start with tonight. So I want to help you with surrender, and not even just that, because that's a bigger one. What I feel like I can help you more with in this moment is the trust, helping yourself to trust the universe, your guidance, and the flow more. How does that feel?
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's so brothers too on the call. All right, so let's do it. Okay. What energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to trust the universe, trust the flow, and trust your intuition so much that you barely even recognize yourself because of how easy everything is? Anything and everything that doesn't allow for that, are you willing to burn up with the flames of transmutation? Where you'd say yes?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Alice.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Camille, I want to hear your yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to be silent just for a moment. So any and all free-floating thoughts and traumas that are in any way causing you to distrust source or the universe, your intuition, and the flow, burning all of those free-floating thoughts and traumas out. All imprints from your parents. Lineage. All conditioning, especially when it relates to distrusting your intuition, the universe, and the flow with business and money. All karma as appropriate. All contracts, oaths, vows, swearings, promises, across all timelines and lifetimes. Camille, I want you to inhale and exhale, please. There's a lot shifting in that chest area. And all beliefs, judgments, evaluations, expectations, and projections at all levels of consciousness that are in any way causing you to distrust the universe, distrust your intuition, and distrust the flow. Burning it all up now with the flames of transmutation. Wow. There's a load of clearing going on at your heart chakra and your throat and shoulders.
Yes.
Did you just yawn?
Yeah, I've been yawning. First of all, everything's very physical. I feel energy. I'm kind of clairsentient, so I feel it a lot, and everything's on fire. My palms are on fire. Everything. Just, I can feel it.
Yeah, it's moving a lot. You're doing a really good job being really receptive.
Thank you.
Oh, it's my honor. We're still in it. Yeah, keep doing that. There were some imprints from your mother about not trusting your intuition, and imprints from your family around honoring the intellect to the point of implying distrust of the intuition, the non-visible physical proof.
1,000,000%, yeah.
There was also some karma that's kept you locked up. So it's almost like if you let yourself have too much ease, that bad thing that happened in that other lifetime is going to happen again.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't even know what lifetime that is, but that resonates. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty yucky energy. There was some disaster that happened, so it locked it in there. Good. So I'm going to do an inhale and exhale. This is running on all of you. I can feel some of you say, yeah, I know. I can tell. Some of your solar plexuses and even the sacrals are reacting. Really the sacrals, even more than the solar plexi. Beyond Camille out there.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Yawning is a sign of shifting consciousness. That's good. And I can hear a lot of throat chakras. Let's perceive a lot of throat chakras at the neck. Some of you may be feeling some stuff. Neck and shoulders. Good. That was a good shift right there, that last one. Okay, so I'm going to let that be it for now and activate the upgrade now, because I could have gone on for a lot longer and deeper.
Beautiful.
Thank you. All right, so activating the upgrade now. So any and all latent keys and codes and ancient wisdom and latent talents within you, and any and all blessings, and support possible to bring this all into alignment for your highest possibilities and your highest potential to be realized, including ease and flow and trusting it, especially in business. Activating the upgrade now. Wow, Camille. Shaking out my left arm. Wow.
I feel like my throat just opened, my chest opened. I could cry. Oh my God.
Let yourself.
I mean,
yeah, it's a lot of heart release, so you would want to cry.
What a gift. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You did a really good job receiving too. And if none of you are having so much reaction like Camille is, please don't worry about it. This works anyway. And even if you don't believe in it, it works. So just no worries. Everybody's at the level of perceiving they're at. All right, my dear.
Thank you.
It's my honor.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for saying that. Big smile here. I was like, put you on mute there, Camille. Thank you. That was such a contribution because it's really needed for us all to move forward as empowered co-creators, trusting source, trusting something beyond our own ego mind, and it's knowing, and it's clamped down on knowing, right? So it was a real great contribution, Camille. I'm going to go eat and exercise. Have a good night, y'all. Many blessings. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Elle. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you. Rising.
Bye. Namaste, Allison.